All right, we are in the MMA Disputed Interview Lounge with Xtreme Couture martial artist Eric Center. What's going on, Eric?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Same old, same old.
Just another day, huh?
Yep, just another day.
All right, so let's first talk about how you got into MMA and what led you getting to the gym of Xtreme Couture.
Well, how I got into MMA was I basically became a fan. Before about 2004, never into it, never watched it, never really crossed my radar. Then when I moved out to Las Vegas, a friend of mine was really into it. He would order the pay-per-views every month, and but more importantly, he would actually explain to me what was going on, the moves, the jiu-jitsu, etc. And once I understood what they were doing, and once I understood that these just weren't two guys going up there beating each other up, but there was a method to the madness, I gained a respect for the sport. And then, soon after gaining a respect for the sport, I wanted to kind of, not, quote unquote, test myself, but I definitely, I knew it was something I wanted to be a part of.
Gotcha.
So then, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, continue. Go ahead.
So then, I started looking around for local MMA gyms, and this was a few years ago. So at the time, there was really just Xtreme Couture and maybe one or two smaller MMA gyms. So I went to Xtreme Couture, signed up, and it's been marriage ever since.
Gotcha. So, in terms of Xtreme Couture, as we know, Randy Couture owns that gym. How many UFC fighters go through that gym every day, and how many new people are coming in terms of other fighters going from other gyms to Xtreme Couture?
A lot. There's basically about 3 different categories of fighters that Xtreme Couture fit in. You have our homegrown boys, the guys who are true Xtreme Couture fighters, and those are your Jay Herons, your Tyson Griffins, your Gray Maynards, your Evan Dunhams, etc. The guys who through and through always represent Xtreme Couture, the Martin Catmans. Then you have the second group of guys who have camps other places, but maybe for the last part of their camp, or maybe a certain time of day, they'll come to the Xtreme Couture either to spar or to finish their camp up there. And those are like, your Gabriel Gonzagas, your L.C. Davises. And then you have the guys, the third group of guys who kind of bounce around a lot. And I'm starting to see that that's a ever-growing category. You have a lot of guys who go to Robert Drysdale's at 11 o'clock for jiu-jitsu. Then they'll go over to Vanderlei's at this time for this. Then they'll come to Xtreme Couture at 4 o'clock to spar. So you got a lot of guys who kind of hop around from gym to gym trying to, not really, it's not so much who they work with, but it's more of the coaches they're looking to train with. Gotcha.
And are these guys available for you as well when you train at any time of the day when they're there?
Yes. And we just recently had we redid the gym, we added a whole new wing to it, and we got a new gym hours. So now the gym is no longer closed. It used to be closed during pro practice. It's now open, so a lot more people are there during that time. And because I'm at work during the time most of pro practice, it kind of helps me out a lot, because I would have to kind of ditch work or find excuses to leave early if I ever wanted to make a pro practice in the past. So now, not so much.
Gotcha. In terms of your work, like you just mentioned, MMA training is not your normal job. Can you tell us about what your job is from 9 to 5?
My 9 to 5, my bill payer is, believe it or not, I'm a software documentation specialist for Wyndham Consumer Finance, which basically means I'm a big nerd. I'm in charge of the internet, make websites. It's kind of IT, techie, nerdy desk stuff all day. So, I love it. My boss is great. I get paid salary, so I can leave and still go train. My boss is a huge supporter. She lets me take off time for my fights. If I need something gym-wise, she'll let me go out and do it. So not even just my boss, all my coworkers, the whole company. After the first year of working here, word kind of spread what I do, and man, I get people emails, compliments, questions all the time. So I love it.
And on the other side of that, do you get any negative stuff from your coworkers regarding this, saying why does he get all the special treatment, say if you had to leave early or anything like that?
No, not at all, because first, everyone really loves and they're truly interested in what I do, so they're more pushing me out the door, like, Eric, you're gonna be late to the gym or whatnot. So I think because the sport is growing and it's such a cool and exciting thing. And I think that they're really excited to know someone, to work with someone who participates in it. Everyone just really loves it.
And in terms of, you said your long title for your 9-to-5 job. How does that fit on a business card?
It really doesn't. I tend, this is how I view it. I have an excellent job that a lot of people, would really love to have. But at this point in my life, I'm only 24, and I kind of view my main job as allowing me to do what I really love to do. Because training MMA is not cheap whatsoever, between, gym dues, and if you're bringing in special coaches or special training partners and just equipment and, hospital bills and food and just the little things, even, people don't really think of, it really, really adds up. And I used to train at one point. I was training at 3 different gyms. I was training Master Toddy. I was boxing somewhere else. I was going to Xtreme Couture. So it really adds up. So I feel really blessed because my normal job, allows me to pay for all these things, and because it's so flexible, it allows me to participate in all these things. And I'm hoping that there will be a day that I make as much or more fighting than I do in this job. And once that day comes, which probably won't be for a while from now, but once it does come, I'll don't tell my boss this, but I'm probably gonna have to say sayonara and just and just focus on fighting full time.
Which is probably a good thing for you, because you do have a fight coming up on Saturday, I believe. Can you tell us about that and what the details are?
Yeah, this fight's actually it's actually unique and kind of special to me because it's actually an unsanctioned event we're having at Xtreme Couture, and I believe the organization is called Candlelight, and we're basically raising money for a charity that helps children with cancer. So myself and all the other fighters at Xtreme Couture, we're kind of putting on these expedition boxing, kickboxing fights where people can come, have a good time, and hopefully donate some money to this cause.
And is there any information? Can we contact you regarding this if people in Vegas are listening and want to attend this?
Absolutely. The two best ways to contact me, you can either go on my website, which is Eric, ERIC, MMA.wordpress.com, and on there I have links to my personal email, my Twitter, my Facebook, all that good stuff. Or you can just send me a tweet at Vegas MMA Warrior, and I'll definitely send you all information or anything else you guys need.
And speaking of Twitter, let's get to that question real fast. A lot of fighters are on Twitter now, UFC, Bellator, basically a lot of MMA fighters like to go on Twitter and interact with their fans. How big of a Twitter person, I know you're pretty big, but how big of an impact does that affect you on your MMA career going from this step?
It's, you know what, it's kind of weird to say this, but Twitter has been a huge impact on my fight career for many different aspects. For one, it's a great networking tool. I've met great individuals, whether it be other local fighters in Las Vegas, other people who I end up training with, other people who are just supporters of things that I do, or just other members of the MMA community that sponsors are a big one also that I have, physically benefited from in the real world. And also, I've been blessed to get so much just love and support from everyone who just really enjoy what I do on Twitter. I'm just like anyone else. I have bad days and good days, and there's days I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want to train. But, when I read the messages that I get from people on Twitter, it really uplifts me, and it helps me drive, and it keeps me going. And then also, everyone knows Twitter's a great tool to vent, because not every day is perfect. I can go on there and kind of, say what I want to say and, get everything off of my chest, which is also a really good thing.
And one final thing, Eric, after you're on your fight on Saturday, which is not sanctioned, do you have any fights coming up for your MMA career that we can expect to hear about?
Well, I kind of, my plan right now is I'm not going to have any real fights, MMA fights for the rest of the year. I'm taking the year off basically to really focus on the parts of my fight game that I need to work on, which if anyone's seen any of my fights, it's clear I need to work on my wrestling and my jiu-jitsu. So I'm going to spend the next couple months just really, 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 really focus on that. And then I'm also starting, matter of fact, I'm starting it tonight, a brand new strength and conditioning program with my coach Kui, who he trains a lot of guys at Xtreme Couture and at Tap Out. He was in Brad Tavares' corner when he fought in the Tough finale, so he's a really good coach. So I'm hoping to add on a lot more muscle, a lot more strength, but I'm still going to fight at 145. So really focusing the end of this year, and when 2011 comes around, maybe February, March at the latest, I just want to go on a tear. I want to fight every single month, whether it be Tough Enough or any other amateur MMA organizations in Las Vegas, and I just want to rack up wins and rack up that experience, and then by this time next year, if everything goes right, I'm definitely want to turn pro, or at least evaluate the situation.
Well, Eric, good luck to you on this Saturday. Hope that you raise a lot of money for the cancer research, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Cool, thank you.